Careful on the heads.
And I put these in a box in there.
If I could pick anyone that I really want, would be the first year, 1936 Knucklehead.
Frank Fritz wasn't just a car collector, but a storyteller through steel and time. After his passing, the world was stunned when his extended sealed garage was finally opened. Amid swirling dust and cobwebs lay a mysterious, undocumented car tucked away in silence. Nearby, a faded handwritten note hinted at something far more profound than mechanics, a legacy encrypted in memory and meaning. The discovery raised unsettling questions. What had Frank been hiding, and why? Buckle up, because what lies ahead is more than metal and mystery. Let's dive into the story that left everyone speechless. Frank's obsession with collecting things. Frank's journey into collecting antique items wasn't a random activity or a means to pay bills and make money. It was beyond the ordinary. Frank started collecting from a young age, taking unimportant things, giving them value, and decorating them with a new story, even though they had once been forgotten. The little desire grew with him, and as the ages passed, it became a hobby and a part of him that he could not separate himself from. He kept trailing in this path of fulfillment through his childhood age, and he never stopped even in his college years when he met Mike Wolfe. Mike shared a similar interest with Frank, which reason why the two sustained a long relationship even till the last days of Frank. The two thrilled collectors walked through various garages, homes, and antique exhibition stores, exploring history, reviving long-forgotten antique machines, and giving value to the ragged, rusty, and dusty resources. The moment the spotlight falls on Frank during American Pickers is something he has grown used to over time. For him, it is not about seeking attention, but rather an opportunity to share a part of himself with the audience. Unlike his partner Mike Wolfe, who is known for his lively energy and outspoken nature, Frank approaches the show with quiet confidence. He is calm and reserved, preferring to let his deep knowledge and attention to detail speak for him. His passion shines through in the way he carefully examines each item, appreciating the history and craftsmanship behind it. This thoughtful approach sets him apart and lends a unique depth to the show's dynamic. Sometimes he stayed several minutes behind people's garages, observing the things that people could not see on the surface. He was trying to unearth that unique machine that needed a touch of history. He was there on a rescue mission, trying to resonate his attention to objects that have been lying hidden and waiting for a day that light of history will shine on them. It is not a wonder that Frank portrays a calm nature and a very conserved lifestyle. Behind those historical expeditions, he was not chasing social media likes. He was not trying to impress anyone. He was solely on a rescue mission, revealing what needed to be seen. It is easy to define Frank's deep obsession during the American Pickers show. Get him close to a muscle car half buried in the weeds, and his voice changes instantly. He takes a few steps around the newfound object, trying to find meaning. Sometimes it feels like Frank wants to make the moment magical by instantly bringing the car alive. He is so enthusiastic. Other times, you see him walking through someone's old, dusty garage. Even when others try to take a step backward due to the billowing dust coming through the garage and the cobwebs dancing down the ceiling, Frank will always find his way to the deepest part of the garage, like something is drawing him there. He will inspect every nook and cranny of the garage, trying to find the gem locked in a forgotten corner. Frank spotted a rare model parked inside when the right moment presented itself. That became Frank's happiest moment, and he broke out into a radiant smile. At that point, he was thinking not of the fortune he would earn, but of the history that would be made. He was not selecting a car that would cater to people's preferences or win the crowd's admiration. He was not concerned with the fanfare or social media likes. Frank was building a portfolio of history that would outlive him. Frank was slow in his acquisitions. He was not just acquiring anything, he was careful to pick the most important historical items. He could have secured a large exhibition hall to monetize his discovery, with showrooms decorated with velvety ropes and sleek glass covered in a luxury aroma. Strangely, he chose a musty garage hidden in the city of Iowa. Behind the rusty doors of this garage are machines that are frozen in time. Frank's private garage might lack the chandelier lighting and sleek glass to give a beautiful look. Yet there was beauty in that garage, locked in history. Beyond the rusted iron and fading color of the vehicle parked in the garage lies a history of a machine that was once the pride of the American road. The garage is a sanctuary that gives life and new meaning to the legendary vintage cars that once dazzled the minds of everyone. A journey into the garage means taking a step back in time and a moment to glimpse an untold history, one that is scarce. Each car that found its place in Frank's garage was carefully selected based on its profound history. Cars found in Frank's garage. The 1956 Chevrolet Bel Air, an iconic car model once the symbol of American prosperity, embodies the style and spirit of 1950s America. It is not a surprise that Frank acquired the ultra-powerful V8 engine vintage car. Its curved body style, matching with chrome accents, fins, and bold color schemes, makes it stand out in history. The Bel Air is one of the earliest cars that defined comfort, achieved through its luxurious interior, which is fitted with plush seating, heaters, and a radio. It is more or less like luxury on the road. The Bel Air is not just a car, but a big highlight of American 1950s culture. Another car that Frank collected is the 1967 Ford Fairlane GT 390. Why the pick? The Ford Fairlane is a classic American muscle car, featuring an intricate interior trim, a bold front grille, distinctive body lines, and a sport steering wheel. The car is the true definition of history on wheels. Frank acquired this excellent piece for $7,000. When he got the car, he realized that many upgrades and repairs must be done to make it roadworthy. In doing this, he spends another $4,000 to get the car in shape. Lying in his garage is another historical piece, an embodiment of American automotive excellence, the 1960s Cadillac Fleetwood. This exceptional car embodies luxury at its finest, featuring premium leather upholstery, wood trim, and advanced technology. The primary quality that drew Frank to this car is its unique history of sophistication and elegance. Acquiring such an impeccable piece is like drawing the excellence of the 1960s closer to you. That was Frank's primary driving goal. The car was acquired alongside his partner, Mike Wolf. Frank is not the kind of person searching for a historical piece that won't cost him much. Whenever you need to spend money acquiring something worthy, you can credit Frank for not shying away from taking the risk. Following this track, he purchased two 1954 Nash Healey sports cars, purchased together for $46,000. The Nash Healey car is a masterpiece combining the unique blend of American and European automotive influence, with only 2,000 pieces produced for the 1951 and 1954 versions. The Italian-designed car featured a sleek, curvaceous body and a light body construction fitted for sport. The Nash Healey car is one of the most sought-after cars by collectors. Seeing such a masterpiece in Frank's garage makes him one of the elite in the game. Another high-end vintage car found in his garage is the 1914 Mertz cycle car, a rare three-wheeler worth about $35,000. Such a car is not easy to come by, especially the Mertz cycle car. The rare experimental car was a pioneering economical vehicle, popular in the early 20th century. It is reckoned for its lightweight, minimal bodywork and basic engines. Then, here comes the biggest catch among Frank's collection, the 1947 Sicilia Nuvolari Spider. Pininfarina, the designer of the Nash Healey car, also designed this exotic car. Having a Spider Nuvolari in your garage as a car collector is a unique achievement. Besides the fact that the historical piece presently costs $500,000, only 20 to 29 samples of the powerful machine were produced. The car's tubular steel space frame chassis became a pioneering design in the sports car world. At the same time, his unique open-top design gave the vehicle an incomparable sense of freedom and excitement. Examining Frank's car collection, one thing is evident. He was not searching for merchandise or a product to build luxury with. He was building a story, digging deep into American automobile history, taking details of the growth in automobile history, and starting from the three-wheeler car which gained popularity for its economical value, to a more durable vehicle which was credited for its luxurious value, and the more advanced car which not only brings luxury, but speed. Every car marked a turning point. They were sharp corners in history. You will ask why Frank locked these valuable resources behind the garage door and shut the majority of the story from the public. These narratives could have fetched him a fortune if he had threaded the path of social media buzz and glamour. Frank understood the temptation to satisfy the audience's desire and align with their taste when pressured to deliver. He knows that satisfying them once means satisfying them forever. Doing that might mean collecting cars for the value of likes and fame. Shutting out the public view from his garage was a move to stay true to his one singular goal, and that goal is to revive history. Every car he found in the barn, a long-haul tow, or late-night auction was part of the script for his big story. The story of rescuing the old legendary cars, taking them from the land of the forgotten, and giving them a new story. To most people, these cars are old-fashioned and unimportant. To Frank, they are masterpieces, a steel ingenuity frozen in time. Friends revealed that Frank would lock himself in the garage, taking catalogs of his acquisitions, sometimes fiddling with old parts, feeling the texture of the old, excellent work, and traveling in the air of the ancient car, breathing it in. In the silence of the garage comes the imaginary roaring sound of a sports car's revving engine, the screeching of the tires, and the clunking of the car's imperfections. These sounds mean more to him than the constant buzz of news circulating through social media and entertainment circles. Frank's life was becoming a mystery even to his close friends. His private lifestyle shut many people out of the details of his business. Not all deals were disclosed, and not all acquisitions were captured on camera. The garage, a point of attraction and entertainment, was continually shut off to the public. Frank became progressively reclusive. This raised the curiosity of people. Questions begin to circulate about whether Frank is hiding something behind the closed door of that garage, or if he is fabricating a car that will stun the whole world. Everyone was worried and passionate about getting an answer. The sudden demise of Frank sparked a new level of curiosity. People wanted to know what was locked in the garage. The moment the lock on the door was turned open and the heavy door lifted, it was as if a heavy weight had been lifted off people. Everyone wanted to pierce through the dust and find out what was in the garage. Before we explore the details of the garage, it is essential to study Frank's life. Figuring out his deep obsession and pinpointing why people agreed that Frank's life as a collector was not driven by money or fame. Instead, it was a quest to prove that the past deserves a chance in the present. While keeping them safe, we clear the way for the future. Frank's final years. Every collector wants to share their discovery with the audience and wants the buzz and accolades. That is where the real money comes from. Strangely, Frank separated himself from such reality in his final years. He became more private with his dealings and more reclusive. 28 marked the biggest shocker. The news of Frank quitting the American Pickers show stunned everyone. Was it another extreme move by Richard to get more reclusive, or was he embarking on a journey of redefinition? These reasons were not factored in Richard's claims for exiting the show. He only cited back surgery and health issues. To those who expected the exit to be a temporary thing, waiting for his comeback, they later realized that such would not be happening. Frank stopped picking up calls, seldom posting updates, and rarely leaving home. Everything was getting increasingly dark behind the scenes. Frank was battling with his health, and his only solace was the beauty locked in the garage. Frank still finds a way to express his passion in this delicate state. Frank could be in solitude due to his declining health. Yet, he saw a moment to express a glimpse of his love online. A Facebook post showing his 1939 Plymouth Coupe with a caption that revealed his joy of acquiring such a masterpiece. Another post was accounted for, where he discussed restoring the Ford Fairlane. This post revealed that his passion for collecting still burns hot like fire. He is unwilling to bow out. Unfortunately, his health had a significant impact on deciding his future. Frank wasn't having it easy with his health. It got so serious that he couldn't make any posts again. It was evident that Frank was stepping into the final years of his life. However, at this most vulnerable point in Frank's life, he held close to his garage, which was barred from the public, and it remained closed even to his closest relative. It is more like he is holding on to something more important to him than life itself. Discussing the importance of holding on to something, it was revealed that even when Frank's health was in a state of decline, he didn't give up collecting new cars. He might not be able to attend the meeting on his feet. He has middlemen to do the sightseeing. Sometimes he would just listen to his instinct and purchase items he didn't see. Frank has developed a precision in collecting that allows him not only to see before deciding what makes a better acquisition. Even far away, he knows the car that ought to be in his garage. He knows the ones that can fit into his story. When one of the cars from his last confirmed purchase was wheeled into the garage, it was an out-of-the-blue moon car. A scarce car with no captivating look, no muscle, no chrome, and a strange shape with an old, unappealing, faded paint. There are no distinct markings on it to identify its brand. The neighbors were bewildered by the new car's appearance and asked Frank about it. You can guess Frank's loving secret. It's older than you think. Such a vague answer could feed on anyone's curiosity. This points to the secrecy behind Frank's activity being a well-designed process for a reason. The question remains, what is the reason? Among other collectors, Frank displayed a different philosophy that is out of the norm. He stood out in his belief. He was devoted to a single goal, seeking meaning. He wasn't after trends. He wasn't collecting items to win the highest collector award. He was simply being himself, establishing his unique perspective on collecting and filling the void of history. The whole idea behind Frank's philosophy remains a mystery. It became even more mysterious as he began to make it private and withhold information from people as his last days approached. The question is, if he kept collecting while in absolute seclusion, what was he seeking? Rumors swirled around about what might be the reason for his action. One said he had a secret list of vehicles tied to American automotive myths, one-off prototypes, unfinished concepts, and race cars that disappeared. While trying to wrap our minds around the rumor, another rumor comes that Frank might be working on a business deal with a retired GM employee. The former GM employee was rumored to possess a car factory that no one had noticed since the 1960s. The revelation will be a big comeback for Frank if that is true. However, just like many rumors, it was never confirmed. The aftermath of Frank's death. Following the aftermath of Frank's death, legal proceedings begin to circle his possessions, including the cryptic Iowa garage. After a lengthy legal process, the estate attorneys and investigators were granted access. Hearing such news was a first-level breakthrough into knowing what was hidden behind the garage door. Everyone wants to unravel the secret behind those rusted doors, including close friends who are bewildered by Frank's poetic remark about the garage. He told them, "There's something in that garage that'll outlive all of us." In another discussion, he told someone,